Cheryl Primmy. I want to talk about the tragic incident that took place on 12/14 on Friday. Basically, what it was a young man, a Caucasian. He went in to an elementary school and he shot up more than 20 people. First, I want to say my prayers and my condolences go out to the families of those who lost their children, and sisters and brothers and mothers, because it was children and adults. Um, a lot of people are asking why? That seems to be the big picture right now. Why would someone do something like that? That has also been a question in my mind as well. But my question on top of that one is how? How could something like that happen? I live in New York City, and most of the schools that we have, they have security agents in there, that work with the NYPD. So they're like the police in the school, and some schools have police officers. Some schools have surveillance cameras to see certain things like this. So once again, how could something like this happen? I'm listening to the various stories on the news, and it's saying that they have a camera system set up as to where they can see someone on the outside before they actually enter into the school, and then they get buzzed in. So just from collectively gathering, someone may have opened up a back door, because there's no way this young man, 20 years old, could have gotten into that school with all that equipment to do the damage that he's done. 27 people lives taken, children ages 6 and up, adults 30s, 20s, 40s, 50s. No one knew that once they said their goodbyes to their children that day, that they will no longer see their children again. Same as the females and the males that went on to work, teachers, principals, secretaries. And like I said, I don't know how something like this can happen. But then I thought about it, that every other school is not like New York City. So a lot of things go on in different places, but they're not as damaging, so severe as, New York City. So my thing is, okay, a lot of people are saying, why did this happen? Some people, because he also killed his mom. Some people are saying, well, maybe him and his mom had a big dispute, as that's why he went and did the things that he did. I was listening to the aunt. She was on the news, and she was talking about how the 20-year-old, suspect in this case, and he's dead as well, said that he was having so many problems in school that his mom had to wind up homeschooling him. So a lot of times as parents, we tend to overlook a lot of actions that our children display. We think that, at a certain age, tantrums are okay. Well, I'm here to tell you that as a parent of having a child who used to have tantrums further than the age that she should have had them, or before the age that she should have had them, that I didn't overlook them. I'm not saying that, I can see my kid's future, but I'm saying is that I grasped the problem before it got any bigger than what it was. And I have to say that this day that she's continuously getting the help that she needs. I'm not saying that wasn't the case for this 20-year-old mass murderer. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that a lot of people are saying, why did this happen? And they're pointing the fingers at the mom, who's dead as well. I didn't live under their roof. I didn't know these people personally. But my heart does go out to their family and their extended family, because who thought something like this was going to happen? We see things differently from how other people see them, but who knows what's going on in the minds of these people? He may have just been depressed. I don't know. I'm trying to piece together everything like everyone else. And like I said, how did this happen? Why did this happen? So I jotted down some things because I was collectively trying to gather up some thoughts as to, how can I talk to y'all without actually breaking down. This event took place on Friday. Today is Sunday. I had to regroup myself before I actually sit before the camera to actually let you know how empathetic I am and sympathetic towards the situation. No, it's not me. It's not my family. But we all in this together, and I can't stress that enough. And once again, my prayers go out to the family and friends of the victims of this tragic, incident. Sometimes, it may, seem like people are just crazy. That's the word, crazy. We hear a lot of things going on. We just go, man, people is crazy. People is crazy. But they didn't wake up crazy. They needed help all along, but somebody did not take the initiative to try to nip it in the bud. And I feel like as a nation, if we collectively come together and try to figure out what is the problem, I think that we can find a solution. I was talking to someone on the train this morning, and they were saying continuously that things like this happen. It happens. We as people, we fall back, and then something else happens. Then we're praying and we're praying and we're praying and we're praying. We're asking God, why, please, 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 please. And then we get laxed again. And I said, you know what? You're right. You're right. So I feel like, if we continuously pray for one another, and some people don't believe in prayer, this is nothing personal towards anyone, but I feel like if we personally keep praying for one another, keep building each other up, whether you know someone or not, it's okay to open up your mouth to ask them, are you okay? Because they may not talk to someone that's in their immediate circle, but you may make a difference to them. And that same guy that was talking to me on the train this morning, I was on my way to church. He asked me I was on my way to church, and I was like, yes, I'm on my way to church. And he was like, I'm on my way too. And then he began expressing to me how 25 years he was a drug abuser. I mean, looking at this man, I couldn't even tell. And I seen this man every Sunday for like the past 3 months when I get on the train on my way to church. Never spoke to this man. This man never spoke to me. Always dressed up. He has his Bible in his hand. And he's just focused in whatever world that he's in. And today is the day that he decided to have a conversation with me and tell me all of his business. I don't know what the reason was, but I felt like he needed to break down in order to have a breakthrough. And I guess I was just that person that he needed to speak to. I didn't look at him more funny like, all right, why are you talking to me? I listened, I smiled, and I said, brother, I'm going to keep you in prayer. Because at the end of the day, all he needed was somebody to talk to. And going back to this tragic incident that took place, maybe that 20-year-old suspect, that this crazy guy, he just needed somebody to talk to. I don't know. Maybe his mother was a single mother. Maybe he needed his father. I don't know. Maybe he was on some type of medicine and he decided to come off the medicine. I don't know. We all are trying to piece it together. We all are trying to figure out what happened. Some of these children, some got injured as well as adults. Christmas time is here. Some just celebrated some birthdays. It's sad. And it's like when I look at my 4-year-old, I send to school every morning. I'm just thanking God that she was able to come back with no hurt, harm, or danger coming her way. And then to keep looking at the news and look at the repeats of people in their stories and they're saying, what happened. And a lot of these kids, that witnessed it, they're going to need counseling. And I hope these parents take up that opportunity and take the time to actually push their kids in that direction. Every school should have a safety action plan, meaning that they should, in case of incidents, they should have a backup plan. That's what I meant to say, a backup plan. In case something like this happens, you never know. You can't see the unforeseen. We never know. Especially if they had surveillance cameras around. Like I can only think that a back door was open. Like someone else was in there and they did what they did. Innocent lives taken. Innocent lives taken. And it just kills me deep down inside. And I work in a school. And we just have to keep practicing. What if we was in this situation? So moving forward, we need to come together as a nation and keep each other in prayer. We need to uplift one another, whether we know them or not. We need to change our attitudes. We need to come up with a safety plan because we're all in this together. All in this together because we don't know when something like this may happen. We just pray that it don't happen. So what you need to do is just keep your loved ones connected. Tell them that you love them. Give them a hug. Embrace them. Family and friends. Because tomorrow is not promised to us. And neither is the day after or the day after or the day after. It just so happened that you just survived yesterday and today. So I love you all. And I hope that you take these words of mine into consideration. And once again, I'm praying for all the family and friends of these victims of this shooting in Connecticut at Sandy Hook School. That's your girl, Brimmy. I love you all.